Hey, how's it going? This is your Daily Sweet Talk for February 6th, 2023. Let's talk regrets, specifically concert regrets. I've been to a lot of concerts, mostly over the past few years, minus some key ones, obviously. Um, and but there are a lot of years I wasn't going to concerts, and even in the years I was going to concerts, there were some that I missed that I would have really liked to go to. Well, most recently, um, the Beths had a concert that was going to be, I don't know, Boston or something. And I'm not super familiar with the Beths. I like a few of their songs, but Sydney Gish was going to be opening, and they've not had a new album in, so I think, since 2013. And I loved their last album, so I would have loved to see what they were going to perform, if there were any new songs or what. And I think Sydney Gish and the Best would have been a great um, double act to see live. You know, as opposed to most opening acts. I don't know. I'm not really familiar with them, but Sydney Gish and the Best would have been a good double whammy. It would have been a good double whammy. One of the first concerts I ever went to, I think the first concert I ever went to post Playlist Live, which is more of a convention than a concert, was seeing Epic Replicas of History, and they were great. I saw them in Massachusetts. There was you know how they'll say like acts that are going to be at the venue in coming months or whatever. Zach Sherwin, Epic Replicas of History contributor, collaborator, etc. Also a rapper and musician in their own right. They were going to be performing later on. I considered it for a moment, but I was not really that familiar with Zach Sherwin's work at the time. I don't know if I was at all familiar with any of Zach Sherwin's own solo work at the time. I think they were Zach Sherwin at that point, not MC Mr. Napkins, which was their original stage name, which they have a song about. It's really good. I'm a big fan of Zach Sherwin now. I mean, I love Apparatus' History, but I also love Zach Sherwin's solo work. And I honestly, at this point, I kind of think, in my opinion, I feel like Zach Sherwin's probably the strongest, like, lyrical contributor to Apparatus' History in the battles that they contribute to. I think Zach Sherwin, in my opinion, is probably the strongest. And just judging from how their solo work, and you can tell like when some of the stuff they've contributed. And I would have loved to see like Aggressive B, Flag Roast, even Stage Name. I would have loved to see any of those live, but I just wasn't really familiar enough with their stuff yet at the time. Huey Lewis and the News, another one I didn't get to see for a similar reason. I mean, Huey Lewis and the News was one of my favorites at the time. They were performing I think it was in my state. And they still are one of my favorites. But at the time, I had not really gone to any concerts yet. And I don't think I had any. I don't think I was even really listening to albums at that point. So when my mom was like, "Do you want to see Huey Lewis and the News?" I was like, "Eh," because I'm not because at that I was not familiar with a large part of their work, a large section of their work, and I had never been to a concert, so I was like, "Yeah, what's the point?" That was my attitude towards it. Now I wish I had, and I hope I get another chance one day. I don't know if they're still touring. I know Huey Lewis had some complications with touring like a few years ago, so I hope I get to see them one day. I have listened to all their albums now, and now I'm not as big of a fan because I've listened to enough of their songs that I don't really care about. But they are still one of my favorites, and I would love to see them live. Those are just a few of. I felt like I was running out of time, so I thought I should wrap it up. There are more I can think of. Maybe I'll get some more later this month. But those are a few of my concert regrets. Oh, let me know in the comments. I want to know if there are any concerts you regret not having gone to see.